Greetings everyone and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships Legends with the Hive Hand, and today we're having our first look, so I'm going to call this a preview of the brand new Tier 7 Premium British Cruiser, the Celtic. So, what is the Celtic? Well, the Celtic are historically the people that lived on the British Isles. But I guess you're here to learn about the ship. So it doesn't really have any backstory, although I have made one up in my head about some Irish people stealing it from Brooklyn Dockyard. But essentially, this is a Baltimore. Not just any old Baltimore, it's a Baltimore with some impeccable tea-making facilities fitted aboard the ship. So, with the additional power of tea, what do we get? Well, we get improved AP pen angles. We get a British super heal, which allows us to heal 14,600 damage back over 20 seconds, instead of the mediocre 7,112 over 28 seconds that it used to have. It comes with improved Sigma values, a reload reduction of 2 seconds, a slight change in sonar. I think it's an improvement. You get 9.9 kilometer 25-second radar instead of the 9 kilometer 30-second radar, but this all does come at a little bit of a cost. The costs include a reduced hit point pool of 36,700 instead of the 42,000. It has the stock Baltimore AP and HE shells, which are 4,500 and 2,700 max damage, as opposed to the 5,300 and 3,000. There is a reduction of the fire chance of the HE of just 2%, and a reduction on the sonar reload time by 2%, and 2.2 kilometer ship detectability with the sonar as well. So what does all this mean? Well, effectively, the Celtic has more hit points because of the greatly improved heal, so its effective hit points are much higher. It has more DPM, despite having less damage from its shells. It does have a much faster fire rate, and better radar at the cost of the slightly worse HE and slightly worse fire chance. So I don't know, I want to describe it as the Baltimore more, because it's Baltimore, but it's just better. So honestly, for the TLDR side of things, if you like your American heavy cruisers, or if you like heavy cruisers in general, I don't like recommending ships, but honestly, like, this is a bit of a must-have to have in your port if that is your particular playstyle. There are also a couple of big differences with the availability of the commanders as well. So obviously, because this is under the British flag, you do get British commander options as well. So you have the likes of Bruce Fraser, which has multiple AP shell penetration multipliers available. Add that to the improved accuracy, you know, you're talking it's a very dangerous combination. You also have other options like Tenant, if you're looking to make an agile build. You also have the availability of, if you picked him up, Hot Rod, which adds huge improvement to the utility. So they reduce sonar and radar cooldowns, increases the charges as well, so instead of having 2 you can have 4 if you run fully packed as well, which is a little bit insane. So enough of me rambling on, let's get into some gameplay, shall we? Right, so instead of the typical me harping on about a single match, what I've done, I've taken 2 clips of 2 situations I really shouldn't have put the Celtic in. By the way, there is 2 ways to pronounce it. It's Celtic or Celtic. Both were absolutely fine, and both are technically correct, okay? So, yeah, we push around here onto this. There's a Siegfried here, there's an Odin. We know there's 2 other cruisers, but in all fairness, I didn't pay enough attention to notice what those cruisers were. As you can see, there is quite a substantial amount of fire coming in this. I kind of make a mistake here, and I'm not afraid to admit my mistakes. Siegfried is very well armoured. Siegfried has turtleback. I am aiming at the waterline thinking I'm going to get citadels, but I'm not getting citadels, and it seems to almost just not phase the the Siegfried in any way, shape or form. But I'm like, and you don't see Siegfrieds very often. So there I go. I aim up slightly, and we managed to get one into a citadel. I'm trying to back up, but I have managed to park myself onto the island. Yes, I am an island boy. So we figure out, right, okay, so the only way to really get out of this, we know that Siegfried is going to be looking to get torps off. We push our nose out. I expected that salvo, honestly, to finish him. But it didn't, and the kill gets picked up by the Talon, and there's the Shenyang that's been shooting the crap out of us. We dodged the torps quite comfortably from the Siegfried there, and here you get to see that the power of the heal at work, which is probably one of the best updates of the Baltimore, with those impeccable British tea-making facilities that we spoke about. Shenyang does the correct thing, really starts kiting away from us. Unfortunately, I'm not able to really capitalise on this. I don't know if I actually kill him. I'm receiving so much fire from these other ships. I'm like, why? I need to switch focus a bit. And there's here is an Atlanta. He's reasonably well angled, but I'm using Bruce Fraser. I've got all those AP bonuses, and as you can see, we very easily and very quickly punch through his armor, and we managed to take him out and ourselves out. But we were massively outmatched. We were fighting 3 cruisers and a DD with no backup. Absolutely no support from our team whatsoever there. So skipping on quickly to the next one, we are in an entirely different battle, and this is for anyone who's worried about the lack of the super heavy AP. We get some significant cruiser broadside here at the start of this match from the St. Louis. 3 citadels straight off the bat. We get a second salvo out. Unfortunately, he's going to angle in, and it's not going to be quite as effective. But that's not a problem, because just moments later, an Amalfi also decides to give us completely flat broadside. So this has stock Baltimore AP shells, which are still really good. And there we go, we score 2 citadels. The part that I cut out, the part I skipped, I redoed this ZF6. And as you see, I'm seeing the torps. I can't see any of the torps coming towards us. But as I push out, yes, 1 torp does actually hit us. I got fed up. We were 2 destroyers not shooting at that ZF6 whilst I had him redoed. So we push out to finish him off, to get him out, because he's forcing me and the rest of my team to sit there stuck behind that island. I'm expecting fully this Iowa to push out, and I'm fine with that, because I want to see just what I can do to a battleship, because that was my big concern about losing the super heavy AP. And there we go, another citadel on that poor little Amalfi. So yes, we are Baltimore. We only have 28mm of bow armor, so the Iowa can overmatch us. But look at the rate of healing that goes back into the ship. Just look at how quickly, and the reload is only 57 seconds as well. I'm amazed that this Amalfi actually manages to get away with that. There, we leave him with a sliver of health, and here we go. The Iowa absolutely punishes us. He scores a citadel for 11,000, but we get to pay him back some. So there. 3,000, and we're going to get another 6,000. That's a 10k salvo with a slight break in between our guns reloading. There we go, another 2,600, then a 5k, then a 3k. Like, we put a big hurt in on this Iowa really quickly. So much so, the Iowa decides not to push us anymore. The Iowa has actually turned to dodge. This lightning kind of makes a mistake. If this lightning focused us, we probably would have died here. But look, 3, 2, 1, and our heal is back up again, so we can already re-heal our ship. So despite the heal just before getting to that entanglement with the Iowa, we are once again in a position to heal up. And yeah, he takes another good shot at us, but like I said, my purpose is I just wanted to see what the ship was capable of, and honestly, like, it's a very capable ship. I've only had one awful game today where I was instantly focused down by a Saipan, and so much so there was so little I could do about it. I actually rage quit for the first time in forever. We thought we were going to get this Iowa. We thought he was dead. He manages to get a heal off. We dodge his shells. Now, I do make a mistake here. I know that Amalfi's there. I should have expected the Amalfi to shoot at us, because there really isn't anything else he can shoot at. He does chunk us for a good bit of damage, and unfortunately we again leave the Iowa with just a slither of health left there at the end. So yeah, that's the preview. I will play the ship more, 100%. I will do a more detailed breakdown like our more recent reviews. But this is this for anyone that can't hold off for a couple of days for the proper review, and anyone who's thinking about jumping the gun or not jumping the gun on the Celtic. Here's a little preview of the ship for you. So thank you very much for stopping by. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and of course, as always, until next time, take care.